We're in the northern areas of Gqeberha, where one of DA leaders, Helen Zille, is here in the northern areas. We are in Helenvale currently, where they are about to partake in a march to the Gqeberha police station, just to ace out some of the grievances. As we know, this area is notorious for gangsterism, for shootings, for drug use and abuse. But specifically this time, this past week, a 3-year-old boy was shot in his home, and unfortunately he passed away. I'm joined now by Helen Zille. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. Just tell us, why are we here in this area? Why is it so important to highlight the plight of these people?
When a 3-year-old child is shot and killed in his own home, then you know that the government is fundamentally failing to keep people safe. The first duty of the state is to keep people safe. And in a community like this, where a young child in the sanctuary of their home can be killed through a home invasion, then we know we've reached a real crisis point. This is just one of many, many similar incidents. Murder has risen about 37% across 3 years, which is very serious indeed. The police presence is minimal, and the conviction rate is almost non-existent. So we have a failure, and the most fundamental failure of the state, to protect people where they are the most vulnerable, and especially the people like 3-year-old children who are the most vulnerable. And we are saying, enough of this. We are going on a march. We want the same kind of police presence as is increasing in Cape Town, for example, through the Metro Police and the LEAP officers. We want many more detectives on these cases. We want a crack anti-gang squad to be here. We want the police to do their job. And that is why we're marching today.
It's no secret that the DA has a very strong stance for safety and security of the systems, or for the people rather, of South Africa. You guys have been to the northern areas 4 times in this past short while. Why specifically have you guys been coming to this area here in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro?
Well, this area is the one that faces the particular burden of gangsterism, drugs, and violent crime. And those are 3 scourges within which it's very difficult to raise children. You're always worried that they're going to fall prey to the drug dealers. They can get killed walking to the shops, and often do. And then there's a home invasion that gets your child killed in your own home. And because this repeatedly keeps on happening, we have put a lot of attention into the northern areas. We are absolutely committed to ensuring that the people get the safety and police service they deserve. Andrew Whitfield, our National Shadow Minister of Police, is the provincial leader here, and so he makes it a real priority to get out to the northern areas to demand proper policing for the people living here.
Should the DA get voted into power this upcoming election, what is your promise, not just to the people here of the northern areas, or not just to the people who are suffering every day from this gangsterism, from the drug abuse, alcohol abuse? What is your stance and your promise on security and safety for the country?
Well, the first thing is we will appoint a National Minister of Police who knows what he's doing, who's not a showman, but who actually has some experience of what it takes to build a police service, as we, for example, have done in the Metro Police in Cape Town, and with the deployment of the LEAP officers, which has brought down murder in some areas by almost 50%. So it's an extraordinary achievement, and we will use that example to extend it across the country if we should be a national government and choose the police minister. We would make sure that we ended cadre deployment immediately, and that the officers appointed at every level would be the very best for the job, the most competent. We would ensure that there'd be more detectives to investigate crime and to ensure that people are prosecuted and convicted. And crucially, we'll get rid of all this paper-based system. We'll put in a proper IT system that enables us to move away from these folders that keep disappearing, and make sure that all the evidence is kept and collated and available in courts when the courts sit. So we've got an enormous job to do. We're not promising it'll happen in 3 or 6 months. The system is completely broken, but where the DA has had a chance, even with Metro Police services, we've shown what a huge difference we can make.